Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Brittany, back better another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is. You know your girl posts frequently. Alright y'all already know what we doing, so come on, say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping. We doing a Dougie pow. Alright, Dougie, yow, into this video. You know what to do. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. All right, y'all, come, bring that in here because we are about to get into some things. Now, in today's video, we are going to be getting into Cashy and Isaiah. Now, let me tell y'all this. This most likely 10 times out of 10 going to be a long video. So put your seatbelt on, put me on your TV, put me on your iPad, put me on your phone, put some headphones in, enjoy your shift, enjoy your roll up, enjoy your breakfast, whatever the case is. This is going to be a great video. I do believe, I do say so myself. But before we can get to Isaiah and Cashy, we got to go to the beginning. So the day before yesterday, Cashy and Pooty were on TikTok Live. Now, let me say, everything moving forward is alleged. You know, we always got to add that in there. Everything moving forward that's about to come out of my mouth is alleged. Simple. Anyways, so Cashy and Pooty were on TikTok Live. Mind you, this is one of their incomes. And from what they say, I need to get on there and get some gifts too, okay? Send me some hats and everything else on my mama, okay? Simple. But anyways, so they were on there, and Promise from the Knicks Network, she's the CEO of the Knicks Network. Y'all know we were talked about Promise, I think at least twice on the channel. Promise had been sending them gifts. From what Pooty said, I don't know if he's talking a long period of time. In one setting, she ends up sending him $800. Like I said, I don't know if it's like over a period of time or was it all at once. I believe it was over a period of time. She probably sent him $100 every time or something. So with that, and she was saying Cashy money as well. But with that, you know, if somebody's sending you $100, $200, if they always, you know, making sure that you eat, they're not sending you $1, $2, $3, you're gonna, you know, go out your way to make sure, like, you know that person by name. You're gonna make sure that you really give that person the attention, because I want you to keep sending me this type of money. So the way Pooty was going about getting the attention, you know, if she came on his page, he would be like, you know, hey, Promise. Or it just say if it was Tuesday night, he'd be like, oh, the Knicks Network show come out tomorrow. I got to watch their show because their shows come out on Wednesday. So he'll be like, oh, I got to watch y'all show. Or he'll be like, oh, I love Promise. You know, just gassing her up. He felt like she was a trick. So he was playing her as if he was talking to a trick. You know, telling her what she want to hear, you know, shouting her out, all this on his TikTok lives. So she also is putting money in Cashy pocket. But it don't seem as though, like, Cashy is shouting her out or anything like that. Cashy's just like, you know, thank you, and he move on. So yesterday, they both were on TikTok Live together. Promise, I don't know if she came in the comments or how it happened. So Cashy ends up bringing up that Promise is about to do Playboy's Las Vegas. So he was like, oh, you know, if she does the show, I want to be the host. He doesn't want to be a cast member. He wants to be a host. Pooty entertains it and is like, okay, I want to be the host too. Cashy like, no, I'm going to be the host. You could be the co-host. He like, that's fine. So, mind you, everybody eating that up because they like, oh, my God, like, he better go to the Knicks Network. Like, oh, they got another one, you know, come into the Knicks Network from Nttv. Because if y'all been keeping up with the videos and know what's going on, Cash was banned from Now That's TV. With her being banned, she then transferred over to the next network. Same day she got banned, Promise put a show up for Cash called Banned and Bougie, something like that. And, she just been rocking with Promise ever since. Now, with all this commotion going on, Isaiah felt some type of way and allegedly hit Cashy up in the DM and probably hit Pooty up too. But word on the curve is he really don't care for Pooty like that. So maybe if he didn't hit Pooty up, maybe T-Lo or Swag or somebody hit him up. But Isaiah hit Cashy up, allegedly. So the next morning, Pooty gets on live and let it be known that he felt like Promise was a trick. And he was just telling her what she wanted to hear. But he never really had the intentions of going to her network. He just was telling her what she wanted to hear so he can get money out of her. That was it. That was all. So, after Pooty said what he said, the day was over with. It was on to bigger and better things because nobody is thinking that more drama was going to come from this. So, for whatever reason, hours later, Isaiah then puts up a post. So Isaiah ends up saying nothing's better than the original, basically talking about Playboy's Las Vegas or whatever. So Cashy felt as though we had already talked about this. What you bringing it to the internet for, because they had a conversation in the background off the internet. So with this, Cashy felt hit. Cashy comes out and let it be known that, what we're not doing is that because I spoke to you about it last night. Don't come on the internet saying something when, we've let it die down. So Cashy ends up somewhat checking Isaiah, letting it be known, like, at one point in time, you was trying to leave Now That's TV too. You was just trying to go to Stunner Girls Network, and when it came out that you ain't really on your shows, you was looking crazy. And you don't get residuals off your show. That, that man that paid you out, those are his shows. And, you've tried to leave before too. So don't get to saying nothing out the way about loyalty and everything. Because for me personally, this is a business. I'm here to work. I am working. As long as I'm not bashing y'all or anything like that, I don't owe y'all a loyalty to stop my money and stop my motion because y'all want somebody to be loyal. He continues on to say he hasn't worked with Now That's TV in almost a year. So he hasn't did a show with them in almost a year. And he's not finna wait around on them to exhale for him to make no money, And Now That's TV is not his end all be all. He makes money off TikTok. He's able to sustain himself with the money that he makes on TikTok. So he not biting his tongue and holding his breath for an opportunity when they haven't given him one in a while. And also, he's not on no team. He doesn't gain anything by being on no team or being loyal to nobody. He's here to do a job. He's here to work. But that's it. That's all. So he gets off the live. He goes in with his friends, Ali, and a girl they had never showed in the live. So once he gets off the live, T-Lo jumps in, basically letting it be known that Isaiah eats over there. Isaiah's making plenty of money, and he, is taking care of Isaiah. Now, once Cashy felt hit by T-Lo, he then goes on live again. Now, what irritated me so bad, y'all, I was in the store when he went live, and I promise y'all, he was, telling it all. I got, half the live. I don't know what happened with my phone. So annoying, so irritating. I don't know if they was reporting live or what, but the way my phone did not handle business, my phone was not standing on business. So I didn't get most of the live, but I'm going to just sum up what he said because he really was speaking facts. Let me just sprinkle this in as well. I want to say this. If y'all been with me for a while, y'all know at one point when Ivory went off on Now That's TV and was just saying oh, They don't pay enough. They best stars still don't make a whole bunch of money, all this, all that. I was saying, like, it's not their job to take care of everybody. And to an extent, I still believe that. It's a lot of people that come on now that's TV and waste my time as a viewer. Playboy season 2 is a prime example of just having a whole bunch of people there who wasting time. They want to do everything but do their job. So I do still stand by, for the most part, when it comes to like the new people, I understand why they don't necessarily pay them a good grip of money, because they're gambling if the person is going to really do the job or not. But when it came to Ivory, I definitely thought that Ivory made a little more. Absolutely. I thought that I'm finna tell you what he said, but I thought that Ivory would at least be making $8,000, $9,000. I'm thinking that she making close to $10,000. So when she was complaining about it as she was going to Zeus, I was like, girl, like, what did you talk about? Like, you're making the money, you're the star. Like, you shouldn't be complaining about no money because you make good money over there. Oh, baby. So, like I said, all this is alleged. Cashy ends up letting it be known that him and Ivory on Love and War made $4,500. But, and mind you, if we just being honest, Ivory was the biggest name on Love and War. So the fact that she made $4,500 does have me looking at them sideways. He then ends up speaking on the gifts. And y'all know I've even spoken on the gifts. He basically just said the same thing I said. They be giving them these $10,000 rings, $5,000, $7,000 chains, purses. And he said then they'll turn around and pay you $3,000 for a show. And personally, for me, when it comes to these, like, the Najas, the Ivories, the Cashys, the Malls, the Pooties, the Landons, whatever of the world, the Joyces, the Queen D's and all them, the Fly Nines, yeah, y'all do need to pay them more. They be the talent, for real. They be the ones really out here making the show and, having us follow a lot of the shows. Because if I'm just being honest, Love and War is trash. I have a very love-hate relationship with Love and War, but Love and War is not all that like that. It's not all that like that. So I definitely understood where he was coming from with that, because, yeah, y'all biggest problem has been pay. And, y'all going on y'all 3rd year. And I can understand how everybody jaw dropped when Sav said that she had 4 zeros on her check. And Sav ain't did nothing but Young and Reckless. And that's no shade to Sav. Sav deserved her money. Simple. Even if she did just Young and Reckless, she did her thing on Young and Reckless. Simple. And y'all know I definitely gave Sav her flowers. She definitely is one of the faces of Now That's TV. She is. So, a lot of people mouth had dropped when she said that. Naj called them out for that. Ivory's called them out. Cashy has called them out. I mean, in other ways, Isaiah has let it be known how he didn't have no money like that at one point. He didn't have nothing. All this, all that. So, a lot of they heaviest hitters, their most popular people have struggled at one point with these checks. Like, they wasn't putting money back into their people until Ivory had ranted about them. Like, literally, most likely the day after she said what she said about Now That's TV, they then gave Naj, Landon, Mal, Isaiah something. They gave them like a purse. I think they gave Mal some glasses. They gave Isaiah a ring. I'm like, go pawn that ring. Simple. Go pawn that purse. I need the receipts. And did you pay for it in cash? Okay. Like, I don't want the materials. And some people do. Some people do be wanting that Now That's TV chain and all that. But if I'm them, it's always the green over everything. You know, if I want a chain, let me go buy the chain. Simple. But they've said before how they have just spent money on the most stupidest things. I remember, for example, somebody did a live about Playboys. I think it was Kyle who did the live, and he said that allegedly Deja told him they spent $60,000 in whatever bar they was in. $60,000. Mind you, on Bad and Bougie or Bad Bitches Only, they had let it be known they spent $100,000 on a private jet. Listen, baby. The people who are consuming your stuff, we not kiki cackling about y'all having no private jet that you just wasted money on. Nobody's kiki cackling about that. Nobody's room for y'all to have like private jets. And it's okay to splurge your money here, splurge your money there. But what has been consistent with y'all cast is them saying how y'all don't pay. So if the cast is up here saying that y'all don't pay, y'all then have a new show called Bad Bitches Only. It's halfway given. It just picked up to where I'm really like invested in them. And we about on like the 4th, 5th episode. And not only did the cast get paid well, y'all then went out and blew $100,000. Like, no. And y'all main people can't even get 10,000 from y'all. That just don't make no sense. And y'all be wondering why they always bashing y'all. And then in the background, we have people like Promise who will give you your money. Now, do I think Promise is over here giving these folks $10,000? Girl, please. Girl, boo, and girl, please. I don't believe that. But do I think Promise is probably handing out $5,000, $6,000? Depending on who call. I do. With cash, I definitely think Promise probably put enough in cash hand. She probably put $5,000, $6,000 in cash hand and told her, you stay with me, you can make more. She is going to milk her. And I don't blame her. I would milk her too. If I'm going to invest hard up front, calm it down, as we go. But I will say, like I said before, y'all can't sit up here and give these really nobodies if we just being for real. Because y'all audience don't even know half of these people. I just heard a gorgeous dog on TikTok after the show came out. But a lot of these women are really nobodies in real life. They might be somebody's on Instagram to whoever their audience is. But a lot of these women were nobodies. And the fact that, y'all paid them some, a big, thick lump of money definitely has the viewers and the cast members looking at y'all sideways. And it does seem very unfair because y'all putting so much money into people who haven't even earned it when y'all do have people who continue to come back and work and do their thing and y'all are still paying them crumbs. I said these two things and y'all know I'm going to add on because, baby, if y'all be on my lives, if y'all been here for a while, y'all know I always talk about this. So he then says that production also wants to be talent. Baby, the way I could have dropped my phone in that stove, I almost sat on the shelf and just left it there real quick because I said, ooh. Now, come on, because you really telling it all now. He went off. Like, mind you, he just was like, they always want to be in front of the camera. That's their problem. Production also wants to be the stars. And then, he talked about T-Lo going on Love and Hip Hop and all that too. That's neither here nor there. But I agree with that part. Because they all do be want to give star. And what we need y'all to do is be in the background and get the editing and the sound and all that right. Let's make sure those mics are on. Okay? Simple. Let's make sure we don't hear a whole bunch of commotion when we just need to hear what they saying. Let's make sure that when Mommy G speak, we have the subtitles at the bottom, And I would add this in there. Let me add this. Let me shoot my shot with this one. I think another reason that Now That's TV falls flat is because, like I've said before, they try to put their hand in everything. Everything. That girl who couldn't get in the lift, and no shade, I don't care if you think you can get in my car. You're not getting in my car. Simple, 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 simple. I don't care if I got them 24s on them. You're not getting in my car. Simple. I don't care. But anyways, they had seen that she was going viral. So they then added her, into the sit down or whatever the case was. And I definitely believe Now That TV has the potential to flourish because they are number 2 in this game of reality TV. Let's make that clear. They have always been number 2. And the only thing that has always held them back was the money. It has always been the money. And like I said before, I'm not ever saying pay these randos who come on here barely give us anything $10,000. But what we saying is scratch the back that scratch you. Scratches yours. If Ivory is y'all best person and she's saying, hey, I need more, and she's like the main attraction to y'all got her on any and everything, even when we tell y'all we don't want her there. If Ferrari is doing her thing, Mel is doing her thing, all these people is going up, pay these people they worth, or at least negotiate to where y'all could be in the middle. So that way, if y'all have a show, boom, these people could come and, keep it like that. Another thing he talked about was them being unprofessional when it comes to these shows. So he said they'll say hey, we want you on this show, da 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 da. After they say, we want you on this show, then they'll be he'll be okay, how much is the pay? When do you want me? They we'll call you with details. You'll know how much your pay is when you get here. See, don't nobody do business like that. What they need to focus on more is the business side. The shows, the cast, all that, y'all got that. The mess, the drama, y'all got that. Y'all is really, really good in that area. And y'all have absolutely focused y'all time in that area. But y'all need to focus y'all time in this area. And I want to say this. I definitely don't believe nobody's going to be well, this ain't none of our business. When you pay your $6 a month, this is absolutely your business. You have invested your money into the stock market of reality TV. So whatever they do with that money, I don't care if I was paying $2 a month. It has everything to do with me because I'm continuously investing my money into a network every month. So obviously I want them to grow. I want them to keep me as a viewer, keep me as a customer, so this is absolutely our business as the public. Absolutely our business. I just wanted to add that part in there just in case we had some folks this ain't got nothing to do with it. It got everything to do with us. It got everything to do with us. And they could really be on the Zeus level. They Zeus's little brother, and they need to understand their place as the little brother. But with that, y'all being a little brother, the only problem that y'all have ever had was the money. And again, nobody's ever saying, give these randos all this money. It's just always been pay your people that's, continuing to scratch y'all back. Now, for example, with Renee did one show. She did blow up off the show, but Renee then started acting crazy. I see why they cut it, let it go. Because, girl, please. With the famous twins, they saying, oh, we need 10,000. Cut it. Y'all barely are doing anything in the show. Stuff, people like that who be outrageous like that, I be okay, I get it. Cutthroat. Baby, we can always find another star. It's somebody out here willing to get half to do more, so I definitely understand that. When they get to doing too much, I get that and I understand that. But pay has been like the top problem y'all been had. And like I said, y'all going into year 3. Year 3 changes need to be made. As quick as y'all got up there and stayed on that podcast for 2 hours talking about cash, that's as quick as y'all can hand out some checks with 4 zeros instead of 3. Amen. Amen. Simple. And like I said, the business part is more so what needs to get handled. The business part, not getting private jets. Not getting private jets, but putting more money and investing more stock into y'all shows. I think if we make sure editing is right the first time, not when us the viewers tell y'all, but make sure editing is right the first time, having the subtitles on the show the first time, stuff like that, going into 3 years, all that, like, that shouldn't even be nothing no more. We, like, come on, that shouldn't even be a problem no more at all. Certain people names being on top of other people's names, like, that's child's play. That's child's play. And even when y'all do make dumb mistakes like y'all did with the $80,000 flight, please don't flex to us normal people who, if we do get in a private jet probably once or twice in our life, please don't flex and say that y'all spent $100,000 on that. That's dumb and that's stupid. That was done for y'all to even keep in there and think that we as the viewers would care about y'all spending that type of money on a flight. That's why y'all went back to Frontier. Stay humble. Simple. Okay. I added that in there. Also, let me add this. Look, because I got so much to add at this point. Like, add, no subtract. Like I said before, when it comes to production wanting to be cast, we shouldn't see no more production. If y'all filming something right now, okay, cool, whatever. But after that, tell production to stay behind the camera. It should be no need that we need to know Liz by her name, Naya by her name. We shouldn't know none of these people. All these people should be ghosts to us. Simple. I don't need to see their reaction. I don't need to see how they went off on their cast. Because really, it shows that y'all is rude and unprofessional. I don't care about what y'all think about the latest tea. The Swayway podcast should only be a podcast where he come up there and he asking questions to, whoever is big on the show right then and there. Other than that, I don't want the production to sit and have a behind-the-scenes conversation with us, the audience, telling us what they thought about the episode. Who cares? Go put them subtitles on the thing. Simple. Do that. It's just certain things when it comes to the business side that could be taken care of. There's child's play that needs to be done versus y'all feeling as though we care about y'all's opinion. Who cares about y'all's opinion? Who cares? That's why they have people like me and look proud. People like me, people who do the blogs, people who do the reviews. Like, that's why they have people like us in place. That's why y'all have us. And let me say this, baby. When Cashy was going off, thank God I follow all these people, because when I tell you not no T-Page put it up, baby, when I say he was going clean off, not one T-Page reposted it. I said, baby, they better be happy I love my black job, because I ain't gonna lie, no shade, baby. If they was paying me, I wouldn't have posted it either. Y'all wouldn't even got this video. And I am bought. I could be bought. Okay? Simple. I don't care. I don't mind. Cash me a pretty little coin. Thank you. I don't mind. I could be bought. Okay? Simple. But, yeah, like, then none of them posted. None of them had posted the receipts or anything. Thank God, like I said, I follow these people because they was only clocking certain mess. They wasn't clocking everything. They was clocking certain tea. And I'm just like, baby, if y'all gonna clock everything. Don't clock one or two. Because he did start, like, Cashy did start talking about Maul. He showed a video about Maul talking about Landon. Baby, we all know Maul fake. And honestly, all y'all fake because all y'all do is record each other, and Landon don't need that. Simple. Like, Landon don't want to ever get it up with Maul. Maul know that Landon is scared of him, so like, we all knew that. That wasn't nothing. But, and Cashy also goes back on live with Promise. Now, honestly, he was just clearing the air. At this point, he had went live about 3 times. I'm like, at this point, do you want to stay over there? Like, are we on an apology tour or what? Because, like, what you keep going live for at this point? Like, I'm over it. But he ends up going live with Promise, and nobody cares. Anyways, if you want to see that live, go to my Patreon. Let me say this about Promise. Promise is doing the most. Promise says on the live, she was like, oh, I want it to be, friendly competition. It's just friendly competition. Like, no, let's be honest, girl, you copying them. You want to connect your name to them. Like, you honestly, you really just started. And you keep having more buzz by connecting your name to them. Just leave these people alone. You do not have to make a Playboy's Las Vegas. Like, come on now. You don't have to do stuff like that. You don't. It do be given that you want their attention real bad. It do. When you were sending Pooty them that stuff, I definitely believe that you was looking for attention and you wanted him to come over there. And like he said, you was a trick to him. And I do feel like to an extent he embarrassed you. You ain't saying nothing because you saying like, oh, everybody want to come over here, da-da-da. Well, until they come, let it be that. Pay them dust. Like, stop. Oh, they want to come over here. Like, da-da-da. They see that you giving out money. And some of them probably do want to come over there, but they're not going to do it. So you need to stop entertaining them. And 2, like, stop getting these people names. You do be taking names. Like, no shade. Why would you do Playboy's Las Vegas? Like, you had to show Hot Boys. You could have kept it as Hot Boys. It do be giving you looking for attention. You want to connect your name to them. As much as you swear it ain't like that, you not hating on nobody, da-da-da. It's giving, like, see me, pick me energy. It is. And I'm going to say this, too. If Renee think that she gonna fight the world for you, y'all ain't gonna make it. Y'all not gonna make it. Every time somebody has a small incident with Promise or calls Promise out, Renee just feel as though she is going to puff her chest out and rock somebody. Everybody don't want to get rocked. And everybody not afraid of you. I am, but everybody not afraid of you, Renee. And you gonna continuously just be in the mood to fight people. You gonna continuously, like, just always be in a position where you're gonna have to fight because of the network that y'all have. And if Promise keeps connecting herself to Now That's TV, y'all are gonna continue to have problems. Instead of her just making up original names, Promise be going out her way to be like, well, what name can I think about today? Ooh, Playboys. What can I do to add something on? Oh, let me just say Las Vegas. Let me add that on. Because 10 times out of 10, T-Lo got the trademark to Playboys. He probably didn't put Playboys, ATL, Las Vegas, Hollywood, or whatever. He probably ain't do that. Because, again, he number 2. He's staying on his course. He's staying on his own race. He's not necessarily in a position to give out, in my opinion, I don't know this to be fair, but I don't feel as though he's necessarily in a position to give out Zeus checks or to spend the type of money Zeus is spending. Allegedly, Rolly said their budget was like $2 million. I definitely don't believe T-Lo spending that. I don't. Simple. Sorry. But she feel as though, instead of her just staying her course, she wants to compete with T-Lo. She wants to compete with Now That's TV. She feels as though Now That's TV is her equal. And Now That's TV is not her equal. They're not. I think she just needs to stay her race. But it is kind of getting annoying. And I can understand that from a T-Lo perspective, because it's like, you keep trying to attach yourself to me. Like, girl, leave me alone. Okay, you got the thing on Room Haze. You trademarked that. Cool, great. You get a sticker. Now you want to do the Playboys thing. Like, okay, now you're being annoying. Like, now it's getting out of hand where you trying to semi-copy everything that we got going on over here because you're looking for attention. And no lie, it did look like you was recruiting them. If you spending money on them, you sending $100 here, $100 there, you are recruiting them. I don't care what you say. You was embarrassed because he said that he wasn't coming, and you like, oh, I just gave the money out. Who the hell giving out $100, $50 at a time like that in this economy? Girl, you recruiting. Shut up. They was giving you attention, and with him giving you attention and saying like he gonna come watch your shows and all that, you feel like it was better for your engagement. And I can understand that, but then when people then don't give y'all the reaction y'all looking for, Renee then wants to be security. And it's like, no. And if all these people want to go to your network, just let them come to your network. Let them say, come on, book my flight, da-da-da, sign a contract, whatever. Oh, let me add this too. Cashy said in his Nttv contract, allegedly, if something happened with them, Nttv is not responsible. I think that is crazy. But I'm sure they had that in everything. He probably even with Zeus for real. Because we seen what happened when Smiley was having her little seizure, baby. We seen they was, very much like irritated with her. Irritated with the fact that she was having a seizure. They was very annoyed. And even with Dolly, they said, okay, goodbye, she needs to go home. Like, we never keep putting up with Miss Fragile. They just do not care about that stuff. It's really business to them. I do think that's messed up, but also too, a lot of times that's how businesses are. You go to the dentist, you go to the doctor, you go wherever, they gonna cover their ass. They never stun y'all, they gonna cover their ass. And this is the last thing, and I'm gonna be done with the video. Cashy also expressed that he felt like he was highlighted out of everybody because Landon has went to other networks, Ivory has went to other networks, Isaiah was trying to go to another network, so he felt like all these people have been disloyal to Nttv and went to other networks. But when he wants to venture out, it's a problem, it's an issue. But I believe it's more so who he ventured out to. Because them other ones, to be honest, in my opinion, from what I know, the only one that's really hitting on some besides the Knicks network is the Vibes network. But to the extent the Vibes network is not consistent, so they not really hitting like that. But they 18 Young and Turn. Oh, baby, that was a hit. I don't care what nobody say. That was a hit show right there. I'm waiting on season 2. Immediately, I need that. But, these other ones are not necessarily up to quality to be competition. And I can understand that. But if y'all do not badger anybody else, if don't nobody else have to be loyal, I get what he's saying. I shouldn't have to be loyal either. And I don't owe y'all loyalty because y'all not booking me every 5 minutes. Nor are y'all paying me what I believe as though I should get paid. Y'all ain't sent me a gift. Y'all have done nothing for me within almost a year. So I don't owe loyalty to nobody because this is a business. And 2, when Diamond moves as if stuff is a business, nobody takes it personal. But, when others move as though this is a business, stuff is taken personal. But it also can be taken personal, too, because they did dog out now. That's TV. Him and Ivory. And then they be going back. So I can understand that. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Yeah, I know the video long, but baby, I had to tell y'all everything on top of everything. And the live is on my Patreon. So after y'all get done watching this, go on my Patreon. Y'all can watch the full live. The live is roughly like 15-20 minutes. Baby, they was talking. They was spilling everything. All right, but that's all I got for y'all in this one. Let me know what y'all think. Bye.